Ladies and gentlemen, our president, Dr. M. Roy Wilson.
Well, thank you very much, Paul. Hello, everyone, and welcome back to Wayne State. You know, you've met Governor O'Brien already, and it's always nice to have a governor who's going to share their time with us. But I'd be remiss if I didn't also mention that she brought a whole clan with her, her spouse, Barry, and her kids, Rory, Fiona, and Phelan, who themselves are student athletes. So let's give them a round of applause. So we're here to celebrate our newest inductees to the Hall of Fame. That's an easy task because they've done so much and they make us so proud. Through your many athletic accomplishments and your academic excellence, you embody the university's unofficial motto, aim higher. Where there were expectations, you exceeded them. Where there were records, you broke them. You showed the people around you and us here today that anything is possible if you apply yourself wholly and passionately. I had an opportunity to get a preview of the bios and accomplishments of our new inductees today, and I am awed. Though not quite at that level, my own personal experience have given me the utmost respect for the discipline needed to excel in athletics. I understand the challenges you faced and the constant striving to do better, to be your best and push past your limitations. I know about the tremendous amount of hard work and perseverance it took to reach your level of excellence, the long bus rides, and trying to carve out time whenever and wherever to catch up on academic coursework. And that is why I am so very impressed by you. You are in good company in Wayne State's Athletics Hall of Fame. Today, you're joining a very distinguished yet growing class of Wayne State players and coaches whose accomplishments are so exceptional, we want them to be remembered and honored for many years to come. The Hall of Fame, class of 2014 inductees, will bring the membership total to 220. Members include Olympians, national, regional, and conference champions, former professional athletes, coaches, administrators, and individuals who have demonstrated a major personal interest in backing of Wayne State's intercollegiate athletic programs. In short, nothing but the very best. To the new inductees, you've been out of school for at least 5 years, and you've had a chance to test the value of a Wayne State degree. Judging from the feedback we get from employers, Wayne State graduates are exceptionally well qualified and prepared for the workforce. I would say that this is doubly true for student athletes because the same discipline and commitment you applied in your athletic endeavors will put you on the path to success in all walks of life. And I trust and hope that you are finding this to be true. We hope that you share your Wayne State stories with your friends, families, and colleagues. You are our most effective ambassadors because when others look at your successes, they see very plainly the value of a Wayne State experience. So once again, I am thankful to every one of you for giving Wayne State your very best efforts. You're an inspiration to us all. Thank you very much.
When I looked at the bios of the inductees today, we're going to talk about great successes and great achievements. But they'll tell you there's a lot of hardships to overcome as well. The line to the Hall of Fame is not a straight one. They didn't have to overcome the things Billy Mills did, but they had their own challenges. Sebastien Foka crossed an ocean to get here. He actually turned around the tennis program that had hit a lull for a while. He is the career leader in singles wins, and he usually played number one, and in doubles. And in a sign of détente in foreign relations, he teamed with an American partner to have an .853 winning percentage in doubles, the second highest in the history of the 70-year sport. But he also did something for other student athletes that nobody's ever heard of. In the NCAA, there's 3 criteria. You can be a qualifier, which means you can receive aid, practice, and play. A partial qualifier, which means you can receive aid and practice, or a non-qualifier, which means you can't do any of the 3. Sebastien was a qualifier. He could play, he could compete, he could receive aid. But those of you who have been around Wayne State for a while will know what I'm talking about. We had another little nuance. There was another stipulation he had to meet, and they didn't like his TOEFL score, which is just a barometer of another means of measuring Ford students' capabilities. The 2 departments argued for a while, and then somebody came to my office and said, "Can you work this out?" I went to see the person that handled the enrollment situation. She said, "I just don't see this student getting into school." She says, "His TOEFL score isn't high enough." And I said, "Well, you've obviously looked at these things in the past." I said, "That TOEFL score, how does it measure out with academic success? I mean, what was the cause and effect?" She wasn't sure, but said she could get back to me. I've been around universities long enough to know when they say they're getting back to you, they don't have the information. So we discussed it a little bit more. I came back after checking on TOEFL scores. I found out that University of Detroit didn't require one. And the school over in Ann Arbor, the one whose W is upside down, they have a lower one than we did. So I went back to discuss again. She said she had a compromise. He could come to school, but he would have to enroll in a special program that would preclude him from getting scholarship money, preclude him from competing, and any of the classes he took wouldn't count towards matriculation. Now there's a deal you want. I said, that didn't make a whole lot of sense to me. I says, this is a very gifted athlete. He could go anywhere. She said, all right, I'll tell you what I'm going to do. I'm going to let him into school, but he's going to be the test case. He's going to be your barometer for the future, and we're going to watch him closely, kind of like an NSA program without the drone. She was thinking I would say no because the risk was too high. What she didn't understand is I said yes because the reward was better. Sebastien made the all-conference academic team every year that he was eligible. He made the athletic director honor roll 5 times, which means you have to have a 3.5 or better. He graduated with 2 majors. Little postscript to that story. When that person was retiring from the university, I went to see her. I bought her a bottle of French wine. You know, that stuff's very expensive. And we laughed. Because over the years, I would call her about student athletes. And I would always say, well, what about so-and-so? And invariably, she would always come back and say to me, I know, you're going to tell me about the French kid. But the French kid allowed student athletes from Brazil, Spain, France, Poland, and Russia to all compete for Wayne State. Athletics, an opportunity that you're not born with.
Mr. Sebastien Foka, will you please come forward? Mr. Foka's citation reads in part, Sebastien Foka was a 4-year tennis letter winner, 2002 through 2006, who holds Wayne State records for career single wins, 71, career double wins, 73, and the most doubles wins in a season, 29. He has 3 of the top 13 single-season win totals in singles play, while his 853 percentage doubles winning percentage, 29 wins, 5 losses for 2002-03, is the second highest. He was a 4-time All-GLIAC recipient, earning first-team All-Conference honors his final 3 seasons. After splitting his rookie season between number 1 and number 2 singles slots, he predominantly played the top flight his final 3 seasons. During the 2002-03 campaign, he played both second and third doubles, but then moved to the top doubles tandem almost exclusively. He recorded a 39-win, 8-loss regular season doubles record as a sophomore and junior combined, while helping lead his squad to back-to-back NCAA tournament appearances. A 3-time GLIAC academic all-academic team selection, he was named the Wayne State University Academic Honor Roll 5 times. A native of Choisy-le-Roi, France, Foka graduated in 2008 as a double major in anthropology and peace and conflict studies. Ladies and gentlemen, Rob, President Wilson, Governor O'Brien, it gives me great pleasure to introduce Mr. Sebastien Foka for induction into the Wayne State University Athletic Hall of Fame.
But thank you very much. I'm not as comfortable up here as I am on the tennis court, so it might not be too long. But no, I'm very proud and very happy, very honored to be inducted today with all the other athletes. I'm very proud. You guys did a lot of good things, so yeah. But I wanted to say in France, well, I come from France, like Rob said, from the other side of the ocean, but we don't have anything like the Hall of Fame. There's nothing equivalent that I know of, so it never meant too much. It didn't mean too much for me at first until this past week where I really started thinking about it and started really meaning a lot more now, and I really realized how important, how great it is to be part of this history here. The way Rob mentioned, my first semester here was very hard. When I came from France, yeah, I had to take those English classes, so it was tough. It was 4 hours every morning from Monday to Thursday. Then I had to go to practice. Then I had to take my regular classes at the university. It was intense. Then the season started because I arrived in January, so the season started at that time. So it was very hard this first semester. But then I had a lot of people around me, and that's why I really appreciate everything that Wayne State did for me. It was the athletic department did a great job for me, like helping me. Coach, I know Rick Cummins, he was my coach at that time, and he's not here today, but he helped me a lot. Everybody in the staff at Wayne State, from the trainers, coaches, and to Rob, to the president. So everybody really helped me a lot. So I'm very happy and very grateful for everything you guys did for me. Yeah, when I played, like Rob said, I didn't think about going into the Hall of Fame or anything. I would just try to win as many matches as I could, and it just ended up being, a good number of matches, so which, it's good, but it wasn't my goal at first at all. And yeah, and now I'm just very proud to be here. And I met, I know Sheila, she's here. She coached me my last year, but she was mainly, I worked with her after. I was the assistant coach for the girls team with her. So we work a lot together, and she did a lot of things for me. We really get very close and talking a lot about a lot of things. And she actually introduced me to my first job here. I'm teaching tennis at Eastside, not too far from here, so I'm still in the area. And she introduced me, so I got my first job because of her. And now, because of this, I met my wife over there, and I have one little, child, and another one on its way. So everything, thank you. So everything since I came here, I thought I was going to stay here in the U.S. for 4 years, go back in Paris, and be done with it, basically, with my degree and go home. And I've been here for 10 years, and I'm very happy to be here. Very proud of being, part of the Hall of Fame here at Wayne State and see everything that be part of this history and this tradition here at Wayne State. I mean, it's very, very nice. And like Sarah said before, I mean, I kind of played at the same time she did, so yeah, the facilities were a little bit different. I mean, where we used to live in the forest apartments or not even here, I mean, I remember back at that time, it was the football team wasn't doing that well, I remember. And now the team went to the national championship. So, I mean, a lot of things had changed. We didn't have great tennis courts. Now we have an indoors facility for tennis. So yeah, Wayne State, the athletic department did a very good job. So I'm very happy and thankful and proud to be here. And just one, I think, thank you for the people from East Side for coming, the people where I work at, and for coming here and supporting me. So thank you very much, and enjoy the rest. Thank you.